name is Steve Mayer, and I'm a long-term friend of Mike Howland. Filming this from my San Francisco office, which is probably where I met Mike Howland, and we became great friends on all the work that we did together. I met him in 1986 when he moved to San Francisco to take over as the SBA director here. The SBA in San Francisco was a complete mess. It needed somebody like Mike, who was 31 years old. I think he was the youngest SBA director in the country. Mike came in here with a huge smile, a great attitude, hardworking, determined, and within 3 years, the SBA office here in San Francisco went from dead last to first place. It kind of reminded me of Vince Lombardi when he took over the Packers, and at the first meeting he said, "Gentlemen, I've never been associated with a loser, and I don't intend to start now." That was the attitude that Mike had. Mike has never been associated with a loser, and everything he's done throughout his entire career, whether it was for his family, for his friends, for the business, for the nonprofits that he was involved in, everything was absolutely first class. As a testament to his effort in San Francisco and the great job he did, he was named district regional director for the SBA twice, once by President Clinton and once by George Bush. That shows you what a great guy Mike was, to be able to balance the Democrats and the Republicans and get them both to appoint him to a pretty prestigious office. He also won the Arthur Fleming Nobel Award, which was named after the Nobel Prize winner. This was for a government employee who did a great job. Anyway, Mike had this great career, but I want to tell you the story of when I met him. It was 1986. The San Francisco Chamber of Commerce and the SBA were doing a joint business luncheon, and Mike was the big poo-poo up there on the stage announcing the winners. With his big smile and tremendous enthusiasm and total passion for the small business community, Mike gave out all these awards. And I was young in my career, and at that time, I decided that I wanted to spend my time working in the small business community with clients, and I was going to take the entrepreneurial step of leaving the big firm where I was at for 10 years and starting my own firm. I owe a lot of that to Mike and his enthusiastic speech that one day back in 1986. The other thing that we did right off the bat is we got involved in the community. Mike asked me to join him and his then wife Kathy on a cystic fibrosis regional fundraiser that was connected with the Giants and Matt Williams. Some of you may remember Matt Williams, the great baseball player. Anyway, we raised a lot of money through that. I met Pat Gallagher, who was an executive at the Giants, and that turned out to be fantastic because Pat, when the Giants opened their new stadium, he did two things for us. Number one is he gave me fantastic seats that I still have today. And number two, he helped me coordinate when we played our no-bats baseball in San Francisco, and we were able to play the first year at the Giants Stadium. Mike introduced me to no-bats baseball back in 1993 when he invited me to Vero Beach to be with a bunch of guys who love baseball. And over the last 34 years, we have traveled all through the United States, raising money and doing great things for baseball. And Mike is incredibly passionate about baseball, and I think that that's what makes him part of who he is, because he has that rare combination of taking a passion for sports and then turning it into a passion in the nonprofit community. The no-bats baseball, another thing that it gave me is that as we've all gotten older, we started bringing our kids to these things. And I had the honor of watching my son Dylan, who's a great baseball player, unlike me. He hit home runs at the Red Stadium and the White Sox Stadium. And that's pretty cool for a dad to see that. Anyway, Mike is a guy that always puts everybody first besides himself. His work in the nonprofit industry after he left San Francisco, you're going to hear about it tonight, but it's absolutely fantastic. He's raised money for people, donated to countless causes, worked tirelessly for all of these different organizations he's been in. And I just feel so honored that he's my friend. And even though we live on West Coast, East Coast, and we hardly ever see each other, we talk all the time, and we talk about our kids, our family, our friends, our friendships, what we're doing. And I haven't quite made the retirement move like he did. He's smarter than I am, I guess. But I look forward to that at some time. So, Michael, I just want to tell you that I appreciate the last 40 years almost of being your friend, your colleague, your teammate on numerous teams, partner in the nonprofit community, and I think you've done a terrific job. You're one hell of a guy, one hell of a friend, and it's an honor to be here presenting for you in your retirement. I hope you enjoy it. Look forward to seeing you in person. Love you, buddy.
And just in passing, I happened to ask Mike what he did for a living, and he said he was the president of an organization by the name of Noble, and you folks might know it as the Arc of Indiana. Over the course of months, Mike invited me to come out and visit Noble, ultimately asked me to volunteer, ultimately asked me to join the board, and I think 12 years later, I had served in every capacity I serve in, including president of the board, and I just retired from the board here recently. One of the events I remember Mike particularly for is Noble was at risk of losing, I think, almost $1 million of funding from the city of Indianapolis. And Mike found this out shortly after he became president. So Mike rallied Noble, rallied the city, and frankly, rallied those people that Noble served. And they all went together to a city county council meeting at the city of Indianapolis and walked out of that meeting with a commitment for funding. And that was a pretty extraordinary event in Mike's career. You know, he's one of those guys that has put public service above self all of his life, and he should be congratulated. Mike, congratulations on your career. Hope you have a great retirement. Wish I could be there, and see you soon.
Congratulations, Michael. You are the living embodiment of what it means when people talk about the right leader at the right time. You brought with you to the Jacksonville Speech and Hearing Center a sense of business acumen, determined leadership, absolute commitment, expertise in areas of things like fundraising and board development. But you also brought a sense of fun, an all-in sense of fun, actually, when you look at an array of Hawaiian shirts and those massive palm trees. But yes, above all that, you brought steady, stable leadership. The organization thrived under your leadership, and I'm so proud to be able to say I had a small hand in bringing you to the organization. Congratulations on a very well-deserved and earned retirement. I wish you all the best.
Michael, congratulations on this new transition in your life. I don't call it retirement because you're going to continue to be helping so many others as you work to provide advice and wisdom to others in the community that need your support as they work on their missions to make our community a better community. Certainly, everything that you have done with the Speech and Hearing Center has, for me, been an inspiration. Your leadership, your team, your board, your staff, the schools and the other programs you work with, how you've created partnerships has been very meaningful. The partnership that we have with you at the Jaguars Foundation is also very meaningful because you have led the way with many of our initiatives, including our Give and Go program and other programs that we have. And I just think that your work as a leader and a collaborator is inspirational. Again, I use that word, inspirational to me and so many others. So congratulations. you.